Breaking news. Some people are being allowed to return home in Boulder tonight. They were among the nearly 20,000 people told to evacuate immediately after a fire sparked near the Boulder Flatirons this afternoon. The fire sparked just after 2, and with high winds, it quickly spread, sending an enormous smoke plume into the sky. Good evening. I'm Dillon. Thanks for joining us here on CBS4 and also streaming on CBS News Colorado. Now, here's a look at where those evacuations are still in place. You can also see the fire perimeter on this map here. The evacuation area spans from the Flatirons over to US 36 and from Baseline Road all the way down to El Dorado Springs. Now, that includes El Dorado Springs, Table Mesa, Highland Park, and Martin Acres neighborhoods. Around 8,000 homes are inside that evacuation zone, and people who are still displaced are being told to go to the East Boulder Community Center. Now, that's on Sioux Drive. People can go there for any resources that they may need, including a place to stay for the night. Now, let's get straight to Marissa Armas live at the NCAR laboratory tonight with the latest on the crucial firefight. Marissa, what do we know right now?
First.
Marissa, thanks. Now, the Boulder County Sheriff's Office is asking for your help in figuring out what started this fire. If you were on or near the trails south of NCAR around the time the fire started, which was 2 p.m., and saw anything unusual, you're asked to call investigators at 720-564-2679. You can see just how quickly people were rushing to evacuate. Look at this long line right here that Marissa Armas tweeted out. The cars were heading out of the evacuation zone this afternoon. This view is very similar to the scene that we saw just a matter of months ago as people scrambled to escape the Marshall Fire. Many who live in this area were evacuated that day as well. Any residents feeling symptoms of the post-traumatic stress from the Marshall Fire or any other of our local fires are encouraged to call the Colorado Mental Health Crisis Line at the number on your screen. That's 1-844-493-8255. There are some road closures in that area still at this hour to keep the roads clear and make it easy for crews to be able to get to the fire scene. Here's what's closed so far. El Dorado Springs Drive, northbound Highway 93 from Highway 128, Table Mesa Drive west of Broadway, and Lehigh Street at Bear Mountain Drive. A number of smaller fires also sparked amid those dry and windy conditions today. This fire right here started in an open space area near homes in Denver's Central Park neighborhood. Denver Fire was able to knock that fire down very quickly, but you can see just how close it came to several homes. To the south in Parker, South Metro Fire put out a half-acre brush fire along the Sulphur Gulch Trail near Highway 83 and Main Street. Luckily, firefighters were able to suppress it very quick before it spread, and there were no injuries. They say something as small as a spark from a lawnmower caused this fire. And up north in Larimer County, a prescribed burn simply got out of control in the northeast part of Fort Collins. This fire here from Highway 14 and Mulberry. Poudre Fire Authority said the fire threatened about 5 homes, but they were able to get it out before it caused any damage. Callie Zanandri is joining us now. And Callie, this fire right here is a reminder that year-round we're in fire season here in Colorado.
That's right. The drought monitor, Dillon.
Callie, thank you so much. Now, we alerted our CBS4 News viewers to this alert first through our app. You can download it by simply turning on the camera on your phone, pointing it at your screen, and scanning that QR code right there. Well, look at some of the other top stories from today. The First Lady of the United States is in Denver this weekend. Dr. Jill Biden spoke at the White House Initiative Latino Economic Summit at Community College of Denver today. Now, the summit is one of several across the nation where they're designed to connect Latino leaders with federal resources and empower those communities. Overnight in Denver, a shooting on Larimer Street left 1 man dead. It happened early in the morning, around 2. Police are working on developing suspect information at this hour, and they're asking anyone who knows anything to call Crime Stoppers. A major verdict against the city of Denver as a jury awards $14 million to 12 protesters injured during the George Floyd protest in 2020. The plaintiffs originally wanted $17 million from the city. The ACLU joined with private attorneys to bring the lawsuit. Now, this civil trial is the first in the country connected to 2020 protests of police brutality, but likely won't be the last. The 12 protesters seeking damages were never recorded engaging in violence during the protests. One protester was hit with a projectile and suffered a fractured skull, jaw, and discs. Those plaintiffs are also asking for an order banning Denver police from using their tear gas and other less than lethal weapons during peaceful protests in the future. That part of the case is still being weighed by a judge. Well, coming up, another live update from that still active wildfire. As you can see, flames still rising to the sky near the Flatirons in Boulder.
And Coach K's last dance rolls up.
We want to get back to our breaking news coverage of the fire burning in Boulder at this hour. The fire forced nearly 20,000 people out of their homes. Some have been allowed back into their homes tonight. Our teams have been watching this fire and bringing us all the updates all afternoon and evening. Now, we do want to check back in with Marissa Armas for the latest information. She's live right now near the NCAR laboratory. Marissa.
Yeah, Dillon, I'm in Colorado first.
Now, there is an evacuation center set up at this hour at East Boulder Community Center. Our Connor McHugh spoke to many evacuees who are hoping this fire won't explode, much like the Marshall Fire did.
Single pass.
That's our Connor McHugh reporting. Now, the evacuation shelter is located at East Boulder Community Center off of Sioux Drive. Mental health partners are also there for anyone needing counseling or emotional support. We're now going to send it over to Callie's and Andrew with our first alert weather forecast. Definitely a dry day, but moisture ahead of us.
And we're going to see some rain and snow come back to Dillon, so enjoy the next couple of days with that warmer weather, because then that rain, snow, and cooler weather come our way.
And Lord knows we need the moisture.
We sure do.
All right, thank you so much, and thank you for joining us tonight on CBS4. And thanks to all the firefighters who are out there working hard on this fire. Saturday Sports Extra is coming up next.